Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. Now, addressing the elephant in the room, today's video it probably isn't the video we feel like we deserve as it's transfer season, we're 20 days in, we want this guy announced, we want this guy in, but maybe, people, maybe, just like the end of the Dark Knight, maybe today's video is what we actually need because we need to refocus, reset and actually look ahead to what is a potential banana skin type cup game tomorrow against a side that's hurt us already this season. And I think with the intro being the way that it was, and the fact we've also got a movie reference done in the opening 10 seconds of the video, which might be a channel record by the way, somebody check the channel history books if you want to, whilst lacing the intro with a little bit of worry and a little bit of fret. I feel like we're all now at attention right up here, and I feel like we're all able to actually get into the video. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's actually get in to the oppositional preview and have a look at tomorrow's challenge and see what type of test that they will bring to this Rangers side on a cold, miserable night in the old cup. Now, St Johnstone actually come into this game hosting Rangers, sit 8th in the old SPFL, and it's not been a pretty season at all, and that's with beating us already this season. They haven't had a great season, and as the weeks go on it gets uglier and uglier and uglier. Sorry, it's like the alcohol starting to wear off people because they've now went and lost the last previous 5 games, which is definitely worrying people. And again, they're sitting in 8th, which if you look at it on paper, yes, they are 4 points clear of maybe the relegation fight or scrap, whatever you want to call it. But when you actually look in a little bit deeper, they're just 4 points clear of Motherwell, Dundee United and Kilmarnock. And the fact that St Johnstone's played one more game than both Motherwell and Dundee United, that's not exactly the most comfortable position to be at this point of the old season. But where that obviously explains how St Johnstone have been playing, the makeup of the team, what they're actually performing like week in and week out by discussing the league, that doesn't really break down this game and tell you the real challenge that we actually face tomorrow, because again, this is a cup game and every single cup game comes with its own level of freedom, especially for a team like St Johnstone that has been struggling, that has been playing poorly, that is getting more and more pressure added to them every week as they slip further and further down the table. This is a cup game, people. It's 1v1 and someone's getting done, someone's going home and someone's dreaming of a famous night. And you look at these types of players with all the pressure that they've had on them week in and week out of performing in the SPFL, I'm sure they are absolutely chomping at the bit and relishing the opportunity to go out there in an all or nothing type game where again they are complete underdogs for the match and to try and upset and just be free of the potential relegation scrap and everything like that. So that's a different mindset to have, and it's a different way to look at the likes of St Johnstone, because it's easy to say, oh, they're playing poor and everything like this in the league, but that's not what this is. The more of people, so we'll need to definitely match their intensity, because I'm sure they'll come out their traps flying looking to repeat another famous trophy run, especially up the road in their park, especially on the night that it's going to be cold, miserable and at their ground. And there is a little bit extra added spice in the fact that it is, of course, at their ground. Now, it's not the same as the last video where we discussed Kilmarnock's phenomenal home record whilst looking at their absolute horrific away record and saying, look at the difference here, it's amazing. St Johnstone are equally as bad at home as they are away, so we can all breathe on that fact. However, we do need to take a sharp incline a little bit as we actually go back and think of the last time St Johnstone won a game was way back in November at home. That's right, that's the last time St Johnstone won a home game, was back in November. Can you guess the team they beat? Aye, people, there's certainly scary omens actually out there, and the way they play the game, it's all set up to be a very frustrating, difficult evening because that's the way they go about their business. Now, have they changed too much to their style or formation or that since they obviously played in betas last time? Not really. Callum Davidson kind of sticks to his guns, sticks to his ways, sticks to his philosophy, whether it's working or not right now. That sounds pretty familiar to where we were a couple months ago. However, we know what we're going to get for them, and again, I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record here. It's one of these things where the preview goes back to back with the likes of Kilmarnock, because there is some real similarities there in terms of how they play the game. Big, honest, physical as possible, and again, set pieces will be their biggest threat, especially considering the fact that St Johnstone are averaging nearly 18 tackles a game. They fire, they get stuck into everyone, and also just shy of giving the opposition 12 fouls a game. that's going to add different layers of spice and really get the intensity up for the actual game. So aye, it's going to be physical, it's going to be feisty, and I'm sure there will be a lot of yellow cards added in the actual game. And the biggest threat, sorry to repeat myself, but it was remain true in the Kilmarnock preview, and it's going to remain true right here. It is going to be set pieces. Look for flops in and outside the area, so they can get the ball whipped in, long throws, your corners. That's been their one thing that they're actually pretty good at this season, and I'm sure it'll be looking to be something they'll repeat in this game, especially the way we actually defend them. And if I'm honest with you, that's all I've really got to add to this St Johnstone side. Obviously, we've spoke about them 2 times already this season. Coming out here, I'm not going to sit here and repeat the exact same stuff because I do worry about boring you and taking up all your time. But aye, this isn't a walkover, this isn't a foregone conclusion. They'll be up for it again with everything we've talked about, and again they've definitely got the tools to hurt us if we aren't at our game, and if we play to that weird standard we seem to drop in games, we could be hurt. But what I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is because we've talked a lot about St Johnstone beating us last time, but I would argue with anyone, look them right in the eyes and say we're a completely different side now. Now again, this could backfire and it could end up on Twitter and everything like that, but we are a different side. The way we approach the game, the way we work the game, our work ethic during the game is completely different from when we played them last time. So I wouldn't read too much into the fact that they beat us the last time, except the fact that they'll take something psychologically from that from us. We should not only be pissed off that they beat us, but we'll be looking to flex, and Michael Beale will be looking to flex that he well and truly is the right man for the job, and it was the right man to put him in places. He's got an opportunity to right a previous wrong that was done under a previous manager. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we actually approach and go about this game. It shouldn't be the slow side to side nonsense that we actually seen versus St Johnstone. However, we do need to start the game a hell of a lot better than we did versus Kilmarnock, and that leads me into my first talking point, as we're now obviously in the Rangers end of today's video. The goalkeeping situation, people. Now, I'm not going to bore anyone by mentioning McGregor, McLaughlin, McCrory, who should be playing all that, right? We know exactly who will be playing in the game, but what I will say is, see this chopping and changing, I think it's actually been negative for our backline, because you go back and you look at the goals like I've had done for this video, they're just so unsure because they're completely different goalkeepers. McGregor and McLaughlin are different, and because we're changing them constantly, the defence doesn't know if a goalie's coming out or if he's staying on his line. Should they be attacking this? It's causing a mess back there. Now again, Beale's inherited this mess because we've got two goalkeepers on the sharp decline and we won't give the other one an opportunity, so it's not really his fault. But I'm not a fan of this chopping and changing goalkeepers. I'd love to sign a new goalie, even though we've been told that's not happening, but watch out for the goalkeeping situation. I just feel like we need to stop chopping and changing. We just need to roll the dice and just stick with one, because the defence isn't knowing what it's doing, and that's just spreading worry and fear every single time a ball comes in to the actual mixer. And that really is my only worry from the Rangers perspective, because again, I look at our hard work, our determination, the way we go about our business. We should really put St Johnstone away, but we have got a clear Achilles heel right now. Hopefully the boys in St Johnstone and Hovney got a bow. So that's just what I wanted to voice ahead of the actual game. Now let's get to some news and injury updates and transfer news and everything that I imagine a lot of people will want to know ahead of tomorrow, because there will be no additions added in time for the cup game, which again, sorry to be a moaner, but I just feel like it's frustrating, because you think you'd want to add players in to impact the cup games and that, because again, one and done. There's no a draw and you come back and blah blah blah, or you lose that one and you come back next week. No, we need to win, we need to get through, blah blah blah. So it's just one of these things that you look at and you're just thinking, could we not just pulled the trigger, and that's impacted not only this semi-final but the Aberdeen semi-final that we actually won, to be fair. But that's just my opinion. I'd like to get them in so they can impact these games, but it's been confirmed there will be no additions, no announcements until after tomorrow's game in the incoming days during it. So there you are, after it, I should say, not during it, people. So anyone who's refreshing Rangers' Twitter every 2 minutes wanting it to be signing that, you won't get one until tomorrow, until after tomorrow's game, as Michael Beale has confirmed he doesn't want a circus and he doesn't want anything to take away the focus away from what is a massively important game tomorrow night. So there will be no additional players added. However, there will be one player returning to the overall squad, and that is Antonio Cholak. Mr. Tony Goals himself, as he's back from the injury, because again they wouldn't want to risk him on the plastic surface after just coming back for the knock. Now, he's not listed at 100% because again he's been a wee bit unlucky the last couple weeks, but he is available from the bench, so that's going to be massive if he is required. Hopefully he isn't and he gets another couple of days just to get back to full fitness, but he's there if needed on the old bench. Someone who will not be, people, and this is when the tone is going to drop right to the old floor. It is none other than Kemar Roofe. Kemar Roofe has been confirmed to be missing the next 4 weeks, people, as we aim for a cup final return for Kemar Roofe with his shoulder. And right away, people, you can say what you're going to say, because I know what you're going to say, people, and I get it, right? And it's so frustrating because I know there's a bit of a joke in that going around about Kemar, and people like to take digs on that, but it frustrates the life at me because we've seen so many players come to this football club and they just can't hack it, they can't handle the pressure, can't handle this, they can't impact the games the way we want, we have to move them on. But Kemar Roofe can handle everything. People, you look at his goal to game ratio, it stands up to everyone we've ever had at this football club. He is a genuine game changer and he is genuine quality. We just can't get the laddie on the park right now, and it's been that way for nearly 16 months as he comes back, has 1 or 2 games and then he's away again. And this is another case where he's going to be missing another 4 weeks of the season, which is massive, and it probably keeps him at the club until at least the end of the season, in my opinion, because he was one that I thought might leave in January and might be actually moved on, but he's going to be missing the rest of the transfer window with, of course, the shoulder. Now, he's actually chose against getting surgery because he wants to get back as soon as possible, and I rate that mentality, and I like the fact that he is wanting to get back quicker and everything like that, but it's just frustrating and it's no nice to see, people, because he is such a good player. But the injuries are now not only at stage where it's almost a joke, people, it's actually went beyond that, and you're thinking, that's real, basically 16 months, and what's he played, about 5 or 6 games? It's a shame, people, and I imagine it will be one of the things that will be remembered about Roofe's time at Rangers rather than what he was actually able to do on the park. But there's the update regarding Kemar Roofe. He will not be involved, and they're aiming for a cup final return for Kemar. Thankfully, though, everyone else is alright and ready to go. There's no other worries. Morelos, everything's good to go despite playing 120 minutes, then a tough game at Kelly on the plastic surface. Everyone else is good to go, so we can all have a big, deep breath. And aye, that's it for the actual game, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going to be a tough game, but is it a tough game that we are more than capable of handling, putting to them to the sword? Absolutely, people, but I am expecting a frustrating cup away tie, if you know. So aye, that's all I'm going to say. What about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below, and if you could let me know your prediction for the game. Now, I was 1 goal off the perfect prediction at Kilmarnock. I says we're going to go behind early to a set piece, we're going to win 3-1. I was so close, people. And I feel like it might be something similar. Again, however, I am going to play it a little bit safer and go Rangers 2, St Johnstone 1, even though I do feel like it's a 3-1 all day, every day, as again, we're just not there in terms of our defence/goalkeeping communication. I feel like it probably will hurt us as St Johnstone. We'll throw everything at this game, as of course it's a one and done type cup game. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be seeing a lot of you over the next couple of days, not only with tomorrow's game, but we have a couple players that we need to discuss. There's another video coming out very, very soon regarding a player that was even addressed during this press conference for Beale. Thanks for spoiling Sunday's video, Mr. Beale. Play the game, lad. Play the game. Anyway, you're going to be seeing a lot of announcements, player videos, all coming up soon. Hopefully you're not too bored of the channel, and I will see you tomorrow after the game. Have a good Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow. All the best. I've been CJ92. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.